Hi, folks. Welcome to Walking on the Wean Side. Today, I have as my guest a very dear friend, Celeste Duckworth, publisher of Vertikal Life magazine. Celeste, welcome to Walking on the Wean Side.
Thank you, Ken. Appreciate it.
So, what should we talk about today? What's happening at Vertikal Life?
Well, we're growing. We're growing, and actually, we've grown pretty exponentially. So now, what we're doing is kind of, um, I guess you can say, downsize so we can expand
Okay,
up.
reorganizing.
Yeah,
Right,
reorganizing.
but what
So,
is Vertikal Life?
Vertical Life magazine. Okay, it's actually Vertical Media and Communications. All right. So Vertical Life Magazine is the online magazine, and we also have an online radio program.
Mm-hmm.
So from those two entities, we are starting to just kind of reorganize, but we have two nonprofit type social enterprises that we want to start this year. One is Teen Vertical Media Camp, where we take seventh and eighth graders and we teach them something every quarter on some part of writing or communication. So this year we want to start them on a writing project.
And who are these kids?
Well, right now they're the kids in our local community in Arizona, where the magazine is, which is our local address. So we're going to work with one of the school districts, but we're also going to have some students from overseas that are in the same country as some of our staff members are. One of our staff members is in the UK, and we have one that's in France that will be
So will this
hopefully.
be taking place virtually on the net, or are the kids actually going to come together in a place?
For the children that are overseas, we'll bring them together in a Skype-like environment. We plan to have some workshops though here in the city. It'll all be, in workshops. Hopefully, we'll bring in some different authors to come in, and some different people that are doing things, in media and communications.
And
Come
who are these
talk.
kids? Now they're middle school kids, but
They're
what are
middle
the
school.
criteria for bringing them in?
Well, they're middle school. They're middle school kids that, let's say, parents don't necessarily have the money to send them to some of the camps that are around
Okay.
Arizona,
Mm-hmm.
but they're talented kids. And so we're starting with one district. We hope to choose 10 children out of that district. We'll have an essay contest to choose which children we're going to have to start in the
Okay.
first quarter of the project. So everyone's excited about it. We're all looking forward to it. We'll have more information toward the end of the school year. So we want to start off fresh in the fall.
Mm-hmm.
And
Now, of course, people can follow up on this by subscribing to Vertikal Life.
yes, by subscribing to Vertical Life or going to our Facebook page, because we'll put everything on Facebook. We have a Facebook page for Teen Vertical Media Camp. That's what it's called. You'll be able to see updates on that as well. So
We should mention, by the
really
way,
excited.
folks, the word vertical is spelled
Oh, vertical. Okay, so yeah,
Vertikal. Vertical with a K.
right. It's vertical with a K, not a C. So you'll be able to find Teen Vertical Media Camp. We'll be advertising a lot as we get closer to the summertime.
Okay.
We'll be introducing all the children that are going to participate. So we're really excited. The camp is going to be quarterly, but we're starting, like I said, this summer. And then our other project is She's More Network, which is teen girls who have their own radio program.
Oh.
So that will start. Yes, that will also start toward the end of the year. Just encouraging teenagers that want to go into journalism and media and communications.
So basically what you're trying to do is encourage teens who are talented and have motivation, but perhaps have less family resources available to them, to learn
That's
how and to take part in this wonderful feast, this wonderful banquet we call the internet and
That's right. That's correct.
communications. Wonderful.
That's correct.
Now,
Yeah.
a lot of people they've never heard of Vertical Life magazine, so maybe we should mention what is the goal of that as a magazine?
Well,
Why should people subscribe?
The goal of Vertical Life magazine, and you'll see more of that coming out in the next month. But the goal is to encourage, it's to share the news of individuals that you may not hear on mainstream media that are doing very positive things in their neighborhood or in their communities. They're doing positive things or inspirational things, not necessarily costing a lot of money. This is the person that just decides to go out and do something amazing. Recently, we shared a interview with a man whose son was autistic, but his son loved to wash cars, and so the family actually bought a car wash, and they recruited all autistic. And I thought one of the coolest things about that was that autistic people like to do things in repetition, so over and over again, making sure it's right. And so it turns out that it's a great way when you're washing cars that they're really these customers are getting some really wonderful work done with their cars.
Now let's give the place a plug. Where is this car wash? Is it here in Phoenix? Or?
It's not in Phoenix. It's back east. It would be lovely to have something in Phoenix, but it's just a and you can see that on Vertical Magazine on Facebook. So we'll be sharing stories like that. We'll be doing more local stories in Arizona as well.
But the idea is to upbeat. To find the
ideal is to uplift people. I mean, and we have other stories too, but always the ideal is to uplift people and to educate people. So a lot of backstories, not just the popular, but a lot of the backstories to events that are going on today. So people are a little bit more, their knowledge is enhanced.
So how do people subscribe to this?
Well, you don't have to subscribe to Vertical. Right now we're online. You can just go online to verticallifemagazine.com and see the magazine and see the stories that are in there right now. Or you can go to Vertical Life Magazine at Facebook.
Mm-hmm. Now, so you don't have to pay to do this. This is a free magazine.
No, it's a free magazine. You don't have to pay to do anything.
Okay.
You'll see all the advertisement on there. But one of the things we wanted to do is we didn't want to have deter people from, reading the magazine and learning about other people.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no subscription on the magazine.
Okay, that's very cool, folks. Here's some place where you can go and see some positive, uplifting, and educational kind of stuff, and even maybe broaden your kids' lives through these endeavors. And it's all free, and all you have to look for is Vertical Life. And let me remind you, it's Vertikal, Vertical Life.
Right.
And you can look for their website, and you can look for them on Facebook. And it sounds to me like a lot of people might want to follow this. Do you do a newsletter from the magazine?
We do a quarterly newsletter, and you'll be able to subscribe to that newsletter, and you'll be receiving that in your email. Or if you're local, we have a quarterly newsletter that's in paper form that we put out. Usually, if you like to hang out at AJ's or some of our what I call Midtown Phoenix, Arizona, Central Arizona places, you can find our quarterly newsletter in those places.
Yeah, you'll notice, folks, although this is an international magazine. Celeste lives here in Phoenix, as do I, and so that's part of why I'm so delighted to have her joining us today. I'm walking on the Ween side, and Celeste, you also have a radio program, and we're going to be right back in a moment, folks, to tell you a little bit more about that radio program. Hi, folks. Thought I'd give you a little treat today. My friend Neil Yuzuk, who is lead author of the Beachside PD books with his son David Yuzuk, has offered to read us a short piece of Valentine's Day fiction. Take it away, Neil.
Thank you, Ken. The story is called Flying Home. Welcome aboard, the attendant said as I stepped over the gap between the jet bridge and the hatchway. A pleasure to be aboard. Emily laughed as I answered with a mock salute as I headed to my aisle seat. As passengers boarded, Emily stood over my seat, adjusting luggage in the overhead bin, her body touching my arm. Needs some help? I offered. I'm good, she said as she leaned in a bit more. Done, she sweetly asked. Can I bring you anything? How about a drink of Emily? She didn't blush. Instead, she smiled impishly. Her hand rested on my shoulder. Behave. And maybe. Water? I'll be right back. I watched her walk away, petite with a trim figure. Blonde ponytail, dancer's legs, and some giddy-up in the swish of her hips. Her face, she looked like a Cabbage Patch doll with a pointy nose. But it was such a nice face. When she brought me the water, our fingers touched, and for a moment we held hands. We had our moments during the flight, sharing stories, touching, and laughing. We landed at JFK in New York, and our hands briefly clasped as I was deplaning, and then she was gone. It was okay, because we both knew it could only be a one-flight stand. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Happy Valentine's Day, Ken.
And to you, Neil. Thanks. Welcome back, folks, to Walking on the Ween Side, which, of course, is part of It Matters Radio. And we're talking with Celeste Duckworth. And Celeste is a personal dear friend of mine. And we've been talking about Vertikal Life magazine. But, Celeste, you also have a radio show. And what is that show called? And how do folks get to it?
Well, the radio is Vertikal Live Radio. And Vertikal Live Radio, we have several shows, several programs, but I'll say one of the programs that is probably my favorite is the Woman on the Rise program. That's a program where we introduce women who have worked either in corporate America or they're women that maybe they were housewives or whatever, wherever they were at. They decided that they wanted to do something different and pursue their passion. So we talk to them, we interview them, we talk about the challenges, we talk about their successes, and we talk about what advice they would give to other women who are probably making a decision to either have their own business or they're leaving corporate America. So some of the topics are, what's your exit plan? Some of the topics are, who can I get help from if I need to know how to market my business? And so it's more than just a radio program. It's also a network where women can learn from other women. We have a Vertikal, we have a Woman on the Rise page at Facebook. And it's really always interesting to see other women who find that page or they see the program, and they connect with some of the women that are on there. We also have a Woman on the Rise at Mixcloud. If you just like to go and listen to some of the radio programs, we're starting to add those to Mixcloud as well. So it's a great program. We also have a program where we talk to authors. We talk to new authors that are coming up and coming. We have programs where we talk to artists. So it's really about the creative community. It's about what they're doing. We try to really introduce people that other people haven't heard about.
Well, now, how do people find these radio shows? Do you have a website for it, or?
Well, our radio program right now is at Blog Talk Radio Online, and you can go and find Vertikal Live Radio. You can also find our Facebook page for the radio that's at Vertikal Live Radio. You can go on there as well and hear some of the programs.
Mm-hmm. And of course, again, that Vertikal, folks, Vertikal. Okay. And yeah, that's important. Otherwise, you won't find it.
It is.
Okay.
And you can Google that also and see just everything that we're in.
Now, folks, you may have noticed that Celeste is trying to make the world a better world. And now maybe you're doing something of the same sort, and maybe you'd like to contact me through itmattersradio.com and ask to come on the show. Or maybe you feel that you'd have a good fit for an interview with Celeste. So Celeste, if somebody wanted to come on your show, an author, or an artist, or an emerging businesswoman, or how would they go about contacting you? What's the best way to reach out to you?
Well, if you'd like to be on the radio, you can contact us at Live Radio, that's LIVE radio, at vertikallifemagazine.com. Or you can contact me at c.duckworth, DUCKWORTH, at vertikallifemagazine.com.
Okay, so you can use Vertikal Life Magazine as a way to reach out to both the radio show, to Celeste, and of course, if you want to write an article or have Celeste know about something you're doing for the magazine. And let's get one more group of people in here, folks. If you have a product that you feel you want to advertise, either on Celeste's show or in a magazine or both, I'm sure that she will not turn you away. But I will say this, knowing Celeste as well as I do, if you're a scam artist looking to con people and trying to contact the program, her program, or her magazine, and sell something that isn't for real, I don't think you're going to get much of a reception, because she's a pretty straight up lady.
That's right. Thank you, Ken. That's it. And yeah, definitely, if you love to advertise something on the radio, we have various ways. You can do a 30-second commercial podcast or a 15-minute interview podcast with us concerning your business. We also have advertising space in our magazine and in our local newsletter. Mm-hmm. Definitely. And especially those of you that are doing some type of service, or you have a product that you can sell worldwide. This is a great magazine to be able to do that with.
Do you have some idea? Obviously, these are startups. You're just getting going, and as you said, at the beginning, you're kind of reorganizing the magazine at this point. But do you have some idea how many people are reading Vertikal Life each month?
At this time, we have 17,000. That was just last month. We have 26,000 on the radio, but our social media reach is at 800K right now.
Mm-hmm. Okay, folks, so, we're not talking small potatoes here. We're talking great big Idaho baked potatoes.
Right. That's right. If you want to do our local newsletter right now, the area that we're in is at about 100,000 audience. But we're hoping to expand to the airport, where we would love to, if you're a local business near downtown, we would love to advertise you in our newsletter for the airport, especially for people coming into Arizona to visit or to just come on vacation. It would be nice for them to know what the local hair salon is, or barber, or cleaners, or anything like that. So
Really helpful
definitely
information.
Yes, most definitely.
By the way, folks, if you haven't got plans to visit Phoenix, you say to yourself, "Oh, who wants to go to the desert?" Let me just point out to you, we have some really wonderful stuff here. And
Yes.
you can just tell from Celeste's enthusiasm that we have wonderful people here as well. So do come and visit. And,
Yes.
Yeah. But if you're already lucky enough to live in the Valley of the Sun, do avail yourself of Celeste's newsletter, local newsletter. But Celeste, what inspired you to take this kind of positive, I can do it, reach for the stars kind of approach to life at this point?
Well, my fiance, who started Vertical magazine, he and I both, what we had in common was that we did some things that were, just, I can do the type things. He started, he was graduated in accounting, started working for Federated, and kept asking them how to do things until he became a fashion merchandiser and worked there for 23 years and even did some work in France. I started out as a safety manager and got to travel a lot. I actually lived in Ireland for a couple of years, and while I was in Ireland, my job was to travel around and talk to all the women who owned B&Bs. And write about the differences and how they were part of the personality of the couple that ran the B&B. And so that just kind of fueled our love for helping people and reporting about people. So he had started the magazine and I started helping him as a consultant. Of course, when he passed away, it just was, then it was, for me, it was like, okay, this is what I love to do. I love inspiring people. I love meeting people. I love to travel. What better way than to have a magazine that really has a little bit of all those elements as well?
Well, that's for sure. And too bad, unfortunately, the one thing that you didn't get to bring back with you was a little touch of Ireland. But on the other hand, we don't have the Irish weather here, so I guess that's positive.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I met a lot of cool people, and also have a great thing with the Irish Cultural Center here. I got to spend a lot of time with them and connect with their sister city. Phoenix's sister city in Ennis, Ireland is a really cool place to go visit. So I really had a lot of fun, and it's just it has expanded my reach and people that I know. Have people still there that I call family. So, yeah.
Well, all I can add to that is that, Celeste, I wish you the luck of the Irish while it comes to growing your magazine and your radio program and these wonderful nonprofit ideas. And folks, just to remind you, we're talking about Vertical Life, and you can go and find them on Facebook. And the best way to reach you, Celeste, is?
Best way to reach me, you can reach me at my email at c.duckworth, DUCKWORTH, at Vertikal with a K, lifemagazine.com.
And thank you so much for walking on the weed side.
Thank you.